Hi, fabulous parents. Remember why you're a fabulous parent? Because you wouldn't even spend 2 seconds listening to this if you weren't. You're always trying to make things better for your kids and find new ways to make things better for the family and the harmony. That's why you're a fabulous parent, okay? This is called Heart and Soul School. One day when my daughter, my youngest daughter of 3, she came to me and she squeezed my cheeks together. She just held my face and said, "When can I have you all to myself?" Well, I realized something that moment. It was that she had actually said that before. I just hadn't heard her. So this time I was listening. And what I realized then she was actually saying was, I want you to focus on me and nothing else. So I came up with this idea. I thought, we send them to school, and the school my kids went to did a fabulous job of feeding their intellect. It was my job to feed their heart and their soul, mine and my husband's. So here's what I did. I said to all 3 of them, you don't know when I'm going to show up at school. Where other kids go for doctor and dentist appointments and they take the afternoon or the morning, I'm going to show up and we will do something special. Each child would choose what they wanted to do, and they could tell their siblings or not. It was our special day to create a memory and feed their hearts and souls. So I would show up just randomly and spring them out of school, and just one at a time, however. Now I'm going to give you some samples of the things that they chose, that they wanted to do, that they felt at that moment would feed their heart and soul. Okay, so my middle daughter, you'd have to know her. She is a unique, still a unique personality. But here's what she said to me. She said, "Mom, I would like to go home. I want you to turn the TV on, get a bell, and blankets and a pillow, and puff them all up, and tea and cookies and goodies. And I want to lay on the couch, watch TV all afternoon. And every time I ring the bell, you come running." I thought, okay, I will do that for you. However, it feels like I'm kind of doing that every day anyway without the bell. But that's what she wanted, and she was in her glory. She loved that afternoon. And I would run and I would get whatever she wanted, and I would say, yes, I'm going for it. And I would run a big smile on my face. Okay. The eldest daughter, a very different personality, which is why you want to let them choose. You never know. This one was one that kind of just wanted to go out in the world and experience everything, just take it all in. So she said to me, "What do you think we should do, Mommy?" And they were in elementary school at the time. And I said, well, remember we've walked through the property and I've had you sort of pick an energy spot. Let's go to a plant nursery. This is if she wanted to do this, and she did. A plant nursery. We will walk through quietly, and you will listen and feel for a plant that needs some attention, that needs some water, that needs whatever it is, and their energy, you'll feel for that energy. And I didn't mean the plants aren't talking to them, we all know that, but this is her learning to acknowledge that energy that's in everything around us. So we went to a plant nursery, and I said, whatever it is that you feel from whatever plant, I will purchase it. We'll take it home, we'll plant it, and you can just watch it grow, and we can call it your tree. So she was beyond excited. I ended up, by the end of an hour, she was really listening. She was listening so much that I ended up with a flatbed, one of those flatbed things to put your plants in, and $300 worth of plants. And I had to say to her, stop. You've learned all about energy, but I don't have any money left. So we went home and planted them. And for years, she would walk people through the property to show them the various shrubs and trees that had her name on it. And she had watched them grow just as she was growing. So it was fantastic. Now, the third child, this is one who she didn't like any food unless it was greasy and full of sugar. So if it was the V, or that's the vegetables, or the F, that's the fruits, or just say it was D or L, dinner or lunch, she didn't like it. In fact, she would come home during after school, and she would walk through the door. This would be, say, 3 o'clock. She might see a vegetable or a fruit on the counter and collapse immediately, knowing that it was just going to be horrible to have to eat this thing. So on her special day, I said, what did you want to do? And she said, I want to go to a different restaurant for one thing, and we'll do this all afternoon. So she would choose what she wanted to eat at each restaurant, and it was loaded with grease and sugar. But the thing was, she's very smart because she was like a hibernating bear. She was filling up on all this stuff so she didn't have to eat the other stuff later on. I didn't say a word. I played dumb as if I didn't even notice. But it was memorable for her because she just got to eat all this junk and she was so happy. So those are just samples of some of the things that we did during Heart and Soul School. And, you know, the benefits are as follows. The obvious ones, I'm sure you've thought about them, but I had a great time too, and I have not forgotten those moments. Each child got individual attention. And despite the fact that as parents, we try to spend time with our kids alone. So maybe you put them to bed and you spend 10-15 minutes with them, or it's when they get home from school if you happen to be home, or it's on the weekend and you try to do something special with each child. When there aren't any other kids around, that is really special to a kid who is vying for attention from their siblings, from a busy life, and not just of their own busy life doing their extracurricular activities, but also the parents and just what life presents to us every day. So those benefits are, again, with the memory that you've created. And they never knew when I was showing up. It had to be convenient for me. I knew where they were. I knew what they were doing every day, but they didn't know what I had on my plate every day. So it was something that I would say to them, you don't have to share with your siblings, or you can. And there was no jealousy because each one of them had their special day. Now, I did this all the way through elementary school as well as high school. The only time I rescinded was if I thought that they weren't doing as well as they could. So each child did well in different things. I didn't have these expectations of perfection from each child, but I would know if they were putting everything they had into what they were doing, which was school. That was their only job. So I wanted them to try hard. So it was, I would say to them, work hard when you work, play hard when you play. And so this was just a great way to go. They absolutely loved it. And if you end up doing that, have fun. It is fun. It can't be anything other than fun. It's you and your child bonding. Awesome. See you later, fabulous parents.